Pythagoras theorem. So theorem 6.8 is the Pythagoras theorem. In a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So first of all, what we'll do to prove this one, we'll draw a right triangle ABC, right angle, let's say angle B. So this is the right triangle ABC, ABC, and here angle B is 90 degree. So what we have to prove is that the side opposite to angle 90 degree, that is the hypotenuse, the square of that is equal to the sum of the square of other two sides given. So here what is given to us? Given in triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degree. To prove, what we have to prove is that the square of the hypotenuse, that is AC square, is equal to the sum of the square of other two sides. So AB square plus BC square. Now to prove this one, we need to draw a construction. So construction will do, construction, we'll draw a perpendicular construction, draw BD perpendicular to AC. So this is our construction, BD is perpendicular to AC. Proof. Now what we need to prove is that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. How can we obtain AB square? If we take the smaller triangle, that is triangle ADB, and the bigger triangle ABC, then we are getting AB two times, so we will be getting AB square. So let us start with this one. In triangle ADB, and triangle ABC, we can see that first angle is here A, here also first angle is A, and figure also we can see that it will become a common angle. So angle DAB is equal to angle BAC, common angle. Now also angle ADB will be equal to angle ABC because both are 90 degree. Therefore we can say that triangle ADB is similar to triangle ABC, and we know that whenever two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are in equal ratios. Therefore we can write from here, because we need AB square, so therefore we will be getting AB over corresponding side of AB is AC, equal to, now we need AB square, so in the second ratio AB should be in the denominator, so we will be taking here AB, corresponding side of AB is AD. Applying definition of similar triangles, so cross multiplying will be getting, therefore AB square equal to AC into AD. So let this be 1. Now also we need to prove that we have to obtain the value of BC square, because we have got AB square, we will have to find BC square, and for BC square we can see that BC should come twice, and for that therefore we will take the triangle CDB and triangle CBA. By doing that we will be getting BC square. So in triangle CDB and triangle CBA, but we can see that angle C is common in both. Angles DCB equal to angle BCA, common angle. So this is the common angle. It is visible from the figure also. Common angle. Now next we can see that your angle D is 90 degree. Angle D is 90 degree, and its bigger triangle angle B is 90 degree. So they will be equal. So next we will write angle CDB. Angle CDB equal to angle CBA, 90 degree each. Therefore we can say that triangle CDB is similar to triangle CBA by angle rule, angle similarity rule. Therefore by definition of similar triangles, by definition of similar triangles, we know that whenever two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are equal ratios, and we need here BC square. So we will be taking from the first triangle CB over corresponding side of CB in the other triangle is CA equal to, and we need CB square, so we will be taking CB from the second triangle in the denominator CB, and for that corresponding side will be the first triangle CD. Cross multiplying them, we will be getting CB square. CB square is equal to CA into CD, and let this be second one. So from first what we have got, AB square equal to AC into AD. AB square is equal to here AC into AD, and from the second one we have got CB square. CB square equal to here CB square equal to CD into AC. So CD into AC. So adding 1 and 2, adding 1 and 2, adding 1 and 2, we have, let us add these two. So we will be getting AB square plus BC square is equal to AB square plus BC square equal to AD into AC plus CD into AC. Now in both, what is common? AC. So we will take out AC out. So we will be getting AD plus CD in the bracket. And if you see the figure, AD plus DC is nothing but AC. So equal to AC into AC. Therefore, we will be getting AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. So this is the proof of Pythagoras theorem. And this theorem is also known by the name Bode-Heian theorem. Bode-Heian theorem. Now let us go in the converse of Pythagoras theorem. So theorem 6.9 is known as converse of Pythagoras theorem. Converse of Pythagoras theorem is theorem 6.9. It states that in a triangle, if square of one side is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides, then the angle opposite to the first side is a right angle. That is, if in a triangle it is given like this, AC square equal to AB square plus BC square, then the angle opposite to AC will be a right angle. So suppose here figure is given to us ABC. In this, suppose it is given in any triangle AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. In that case, the angle opposite to AC will be 90 degree. So this is known as converse of Pythagoras theorem. Exercise 6.5, question number 1. Sides of triangles are given below. Determine which of them are right triangles. In case of a right triangle, write the length of its hypotenuse. So we will do question number 1. First part, we are having here three sides, 7, 24 and 25 centimeter. So let A equal to 7, then we will find A square. Therefore A square will be 49. Then will be taking B as 24. So therefore B square will be equal to 24 square, and 24 square is 576. Then we'll take C as 25. Therefore C square will be equal to 25 square, that is 625. Now what we have to do is add the two smaller numbers out of these three. We have to add the square of those two numbers which are smaller out of all these three. So the smaller numbers are 7 and 24. We'll add the square of these two numbers. That means we'll add A square and B square, and if it is equal to C square, then we'll say that the triangle is a right triangle. Now A square plus B square equal to 49 plus 576, and on adding that we get equal to 625. Also C square equal to 625. Therefore A square plus B square is equal to C square. Therefore we can say by converse of Pythagoras theorem, by converse of Pythagoras theorem, the triangle is a right triangle. Theorem, the given triangle is a right triangle. The given triangle is a right triangle. Given triangle is a right triangle. And the second part, write the length of the hypotenuse. So in a right triangle, we know that the largest side is the hypotenuse. So in this, the largest side is C and its length is 25 centimeter. So the hypotenuse length will be 25 centimeter. The length of hypotenuse, the length of hypotenuse, the length of hypotenuse equal to 25 centimeter. Now we will go in question number 1, second part. We have here three sides, 3, 8 and 6. Out of this, the largest side is 8 centimeter. We will take the square of other two, that is the square of 3 will be 9 and the square of 6 will be 36. If we add them, we will get 9 plus 36. 9 plus 36 will be 45 and the square of 8 will be 64. So 45 is not equal to 64. Therefore, the converse of Pythagoras theorem is not applicable here. That means the given triangle is not a right triangle. So there is no question, since there it is not a right triangle, so there is no question of having any hypotenuse. And this question number 1, third part and fourth part, that you will try on your own. So there will be self trial questions, self trial. Fourth one also self trial. Now let us go in question number 2. Question number 2 you will solve. So in this it is given that PQR is a triangle, right angle at P, and M is a point on QR such that PM is perpendicular to QR. Prove that PM square equal to QM into MR. PQR is a triangle, right angle at P. So angle P is 90 degree. So first we will draw figure for this one. So this is the triangle and we have to make angle P as 90. So angle P is here 90 degree. And we can take any of the other two, what is this, Q and R. Suppose this is Q and this is R. And it is given to us PM is perpendicular to QR. We will draw a perpendicular from here on QR. This is PM. PM is perpendicular to QR. Now we have to prove that PM square equal to QM into MR. What is given here? PM square. What is required is PM square. So that means since PM square is required, so we will have to take the two triangles. The two triangles which we will take will be, we will take these two triangles, these two smaller triangles, this first triangle and this second triangle. So let's start doing this one. In triangle, so we have to take in such a way that we prove that they are, these two triangles are similar triangles. So let us take this angle as, say, let this angle be say 1 and this angle be 2 and suppose this angle is 3 and this is say 4. Now we know that angle in triangle QPR, in triangle QPR, angle 1 plus angle 4 is equal to 90 degree. Why it is given to us? Then we have angle 2 plus angle 4 also 90 degree. Angle 2 plus angle 4 equal to 90 degree. Why? Because PM is perpendicular to QR. Therefore, what we can have, angle 1 plus angle 4 is equal to angle 2 plus angle 4. So cancelling angle 4 both sides, we will be getting angle 1 equal to angle 2. So in the two triangles here, these two triangles we have taken angle 1, angle 2 are equal. Also in we can see that in both this angle QMP and angle PMR, both are 90 degree. So that means these two triangles can be proved similar by angle-angle rule. So let's start proving them that the two triangles are similar. So in triangle PMR and triangle, since we have to prove that the two triangles are similar, so we know that in similar triangles corresponding angles are equal. Now we have proved that this angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Here angle 1 is, that is angle P, and it is coming first in order. So here also in second triangle angle 2 should come first in order. That is Q, we have to write Q first. So Q, then angle M is 90 in both. So we'll write here QM, in third vertex is P. So QMP. Now it's very simple. We can prove very easily that the two triangles are similar. How we can prove? Angle P. Here you can see that angle P is nothing but angle 1. Angle 1 equal to, angle P should have been equal to angle 2, angle Q, but it's already there because angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Angle 1 equal to angle 2, let this be 1. Proved in 1. Proved in 1. Then we have angle PMR equal to angle PMR is same as angle PMQ. PMQ, both being 90 degree each. 90 degree each. Therefore, we can say that triangle PMR is similar to triangle QMP. And what is the rule? The rule is angle similarity rule. Angle similarity rule. Now we know that whenever two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides are in equal ratios. Therefore, we can say that by definition of similar triangles, here we have to prove that PM square equal to QM into MR. So we will take from the first triangle the side PM. So PM corresponding to PM, on the other triangle the side is QM. So PM over QM equal to, now we need PM square, and that is only possible if here we take PM in the denominator. That is, from the second triangle we will take PM. So PM, and corresponding to PM the side will be MR. Now cross multiplying it, we will be getting PM square. Therefore, PM square is equal to QM into MR. QM into MR. So this is the required result. So this is how we have got the proof of question number 2. Now question number 3, in the figure 6.53, ABD is a triangle, right angle at A, and AC is perpendicular to BD. Prove that. We have to prove these 3 parts. So let us do the first part. Solution 3, first part. AB square equal to BC into BD. Since we have to take AB square, that means this AB should come 2 times. So we will take the smaller triangle in which AB is there and the bigger triangle in which AB is there. So in triangle, suppose we take here BCA. In triangle BCA, we have to take in such a way that the triangles are similar. So we have to write the order of the triangle in such a way that the two triangles become similar. So in triangle BCA, if we see the bigger triangle, in that and the smaller triangle, angle B is common. So here B is coming first. So in second triangle also, we'll take B as the first vertex and triangle B. Then C is 90 degree. In the bigger triangle, A is 90. That is given to us. So here C is coming second order. So in the second triangle, A should come second order. Then only one vertex remaining, that is BA, and third will be D. So this is BAD. Now it's very simple to prove. Here we can see that the first angle, that is angle B, and here also angle B, they are common angle. So that is what we can write. In triangle BC and triangle BAD, angle ABC equal to angle DBA, From figure also it is visible. ABC and DBA, they are common angle. And angle BCA and angle BAD, both are 90 degree. Angle BCA equal to angle BAD, 90 degree each. Therefore, we can say that triangle BCA is similar to triangle BAD. What is the rule? Angle similarity rule. Angle similarity rule. Then we will apply the definition of similar triangles. Therefore, by definition of similar triangles, we know that whenever two triangles are similar, their corresponding sides in equal ratios, and we have to obtain AB square equal to BC into BD. So from the first triangle we will take BA. So corresponding to BA on the other side, on the other triangle, the side is BD. So BA is proportional to BD. So we'll write BA over BD equal to. Since we have to prove that AB square equal to BC into BD, so it is very obvious that in the when we take the second ratio, BA should be in the denominator. So from the second triangle we will take BA, and corresponding to BA, the side in the first triangle is BC. So this is BC. So we will be getting BA over BD equal to BC. BA over BD equal to BC by BA. Now cross multiplying it, we will be getting AB square is equal to BC into BD. So this is the required proof for question number 1. And question number 2 is same as question number 2. So you will try on your own, this self trial. And this third part, question number 3, third part, in that we have to obtain AD square equal to BD into CD. So third part is also similar to question number 3 first part. What we have to do in this third part, since we have to obtain AD square, so we will take the smaller triangle, that is and smaller triangle with the side AD and the bigger triangle with the side AD. But it is very important for us to take the right order. And we can see from here, from the figure is clearly visible that angle D is common in both, and here angle C is 90, here angle A is 90. So we will write in that order. So triangle DAB, triangle DAB will be similar to triangle. From the bigger triangle we take D, because A is 90, here angle C is 90. So here we have taken DAB, and we know that in the smaller triangle, the smaller angle C is 90. So we'll write DC, and only one vertex remaining now, DCA. So triangle DAB will be similar to triangle DCA. Why it will be similar? Because in both angle D, can see that angle D, this angle and this one is common angle. Angle A is 90. Here angle in triangle DAB, see the figure DA, that is bigger triangle, angle A is 90, smaller triangle, angle C is 90. So this is 90. So by angle similarity rule, both the triangles will be similar, and then we'll apply the definition of similar triangles, and by applying that definition we'll be getting that the corresponding sides are in equal ratios, and then we'll get the required result. So this is how we'll be doing question number 3, third part. So question number 3 you will try on your own. So that will be as for self trial. Question number 3, third part. Question number 3, third part for self trial. Already I have given you the explanation. It will not be difficult for you at all. So this question number 3, third part. Question number 3, second part, you will do on your own. Question number 4th one. ABC is an isosceles triangle, right angle at C. Prove that AB square equal to 2AC square. So first of all, we will draw the figure for this triangle. So this is the triangle, and the triangle is right angle at C. So this is C, and we can take any of the other two vertices A and B. Suppose this is A, this is B, and it is given to us that this is isosceles triangle. That means two of the sides should be equal. Now the two sides which will be equal will be AC and BC, because we know that in a right triangle hypotenuse is the biggest side, so AB cannot be equal to any other side. So the only two sides which will be equal will be AC and BC. So now since it is a right triangle, we will be applying Pythagoras theorem. In right triangle ACB, in right triangle ACB, we will be getting AB square equal to AC square plus BC square by Pythagoras theorem. Therefore, now what is given to us is that AC equal to BC. Therefore, we will get AB square equal to AC square plus, we will replace BC with AC plus AC square. Why? Because BC is same as AC given. So adding them, we will be getting, therefore AB square equal to, AC square plus AC square, that is 2AC square. So this is the answer of question number 4th one. Now let us go in question number 5. It is given here ABC is an isosceles triangle with AC equal to BC. If AB square equal to 2AC square, prove that ABC is a right triangle. Question number 5 is nothing but the converse of question number 4th one. Let us start doing this question number 5. So first we will draw a triangle. This is a triangle, but not a we are not saying it is a right triangle. Simply we are taking it as a triangle. ABC is an isosceles triangle with AC equal to BC. So we'll draw the same kind of triangle A, C and B, and it is these two are equal. AC and BC are equal, and also it is given to us AB square equal to 2AC square. Here AB square equal to 2AC square, and 2AC square you can write, therefore AB square equal to AC square plus AC square. Therefore AB square equal to AC square plus, since AC and BC are equal, we can replace this AC. We can replace AC square with BC square. So plus BC square. Now what we are getting in, therefore in triangle ACB, what we are getting is AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. So basically what we are getting here is that the sum of the square of two sides is equal to the square of the third side. So therefore we can say by the converse of Pythagoras theorem, triangle ACB is a right triangle, and therefore angle C will be 90 degree. Therefore by converse of Pythagoras theorem, by converse of Pythagoras theorem, we can say that triangle ACB is a right triangle. Triangle ACB or triangle ABC. Triangle ABC is a right triangle. So this is our answer for question number 5. Question number 6. ABC is an equilateral triangle of side 2A. Find each of its altitudes. So first we'll draw the figure of an equilateral triangle. So suppose this is an equilateral triangle A, B, C, and let D be the midpoint of BC. Suppose D is the midpoint. Then join A and D. And then we'll prove that these two triangles are congruent. How we can prove that? AB, it is given that is an equilateral triangle, so AB will be equal to AC. Also D is the midpoint, so length of BD will be equal to length of DC. BD and DC will be equal, and AD is common in both the triangles. That means triangle ADB will be congruent to triangle ADC, and this you will prove by SSS congruence rule. Suppose this is angle 1 and this is angle 2. So what we'll get? We'll get angle 1 equal to angle 2. Therefore, we'll get angle 1 equal to angle 2 by CPCT. And also, since BC is a straight line, so we'll be getting angle 1 plus angle 2 as 180 degree. Angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 180 degree. Linear pair. And suppose this is 1 and this is 2. Therefore, from 1 and 2, we can say that angle 1 plus angle 1 equal to 180 degree, or 2 angle 1 equal to 180 degree. Angle 1 plus angle 1 equal to 180 degree. Twice of angle 1 equal to 180 degree. Therefore, we'll get angle 1 equal to 90 degree. This means triangle ADB is a right triangle. Triangle ADB is a right triangle. Now, what is given to us? ABC is an equilateral triangle of side 2A. So this is 2A. And D is the midpoint of BC. So this length will be A. Now we'll use here we have proved that ADB is a right triangle, and therefore we can apply Pythagoras theorem. So opposite to 90 degrees always the hypotenuse. So AB will be the hypotenuse. So therefore by Pythagoras theorem, we will be having AB square is equal to AD square plus BD square. AD square plus BD square. AB is 2A, so 2A whole square equal to AD square as it is, because that is what we have to find. BD is A, so A square. So this will give us 4A square equal to AD square plus A square. So this will, therefore we will be getting AD square equal to 4A square minus A square, that is 3A square. Therefore we will get AD equal to, taking the square root both sides, root 3A. So this is the length of the altitude, and like this we can draw other altitudes also. From C also we can draw say CE, and from B we can draw BF. So the length of all the three will be the same. So length, therefore we can say that therefore each of the altitudes will be equal to root 3A units. So this is the answer for question number 6th one. Question number 7. Prove that the sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to the sum of the squares of its diagonals. So first of all, let us draw the figure. So we'll draw a rhombus. So this is the rhombus. A, B, C and D. Prove that the sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to the sum of the squares of its diagonals. So BD will be diagonal and AC will be the another diagonal, and let the point where both the diagonals meet as intersect, let that be O. Now given, what is given to us? Given is quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. That means all the four sides are equal, is a rhombus. And also it is prove that the sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to the sum of the sides of its diagonals. AC and BD are diagonals. AC, BD are diagonals. And what we have to prove? We have to prove that the sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus. So how many sides are there? There are 4. We will take the square of the sides. That means AB square plus BC square plus CD square plus DA square. So that will be equal to sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to the sum of the squares of its diagonals. So the diagonals are AC and BD. So square of AC will be AC square and square of BD will be BD square, and we will have to take the sum of these two, that is AC square plus BD square. So this is what we have to prove. Proof. In a rhombus, we know that in a rhombus diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees. In a rhombus, diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree. Therefore, from the figure what we can have, we will be having OA. Therefore, OA will be equal to AC by 2, and we will have OB will be equal to BD by 2, and also we will get angle AOB equal to 90 degree. Why we are taking in the respect to the triangle AOB? Because then this will become right triangle and we can use Pythagoras theorem. So now we will go in right triangle AOB. In right triangle AOB, applying Pythagoras theorem, we will be getting AB square equal to AO square plus OB square. Pythagoras theorem. So Therefore, we'll be getting AB square equal to, from here we'll put the value of OA, that is AC by 2, AC by 2 whole square, plus we'll put the value of OB, that is BD by 2, plus BD by 2 whole square. So this will give us, therefore, AB square is equal to AC square by 4 plus BD square by 4. So now next what we'll do, we'll simplify this further. So we'll be getting, therefore, 4AB square equal to AC square plus BD square. Now in a rhombus all four sides are equal. In a rhombus all four sides are equal. All four sides are equal. Four sides are equal. Therefore, we will be having AB equal to BC equal to CD equal to DA, and let this be equation number 1. Therefore, from 1 we have 4AB square, we can write as AB square plus AB square plus AB square plus AB square equal to AC square plus BD square. So AB square plus second time AB square we can write as BC square plus again AB square we can write, but then we can rewrite it as CD square, and the fourth time AB square we can rewrite it as DA square, and that is equal to AC square plus BD square. So this is the proof of question number 7th one.